are thousands of students from all over the state chanting here, "Fund our future, si se puede," in their efforts to stop the budget cuts for higher education.
Millionaires tax, Prop 63 in 2004 for mental health. All right? I'm not, I love the idea of taxing millionaires to help fund things, but here's the problem. There is a multi-billion-dollar difference between the governor's initiative and the other initiatives around support for higher education, for child nutrition, for children's health care, for all the things that are necessary to make sure a kid can show up to school or to college and actually be ready to learn. There's a multi-billion-dollar difference. The governor's revenue initiative provides funding for all of those things outside of direct education funding, including higher education. The other initiatives, much less money.
What do you get from their message?
What am I getting? Show us. I heard that loud and clear. Show us. The young people are rightfully angry and frustrated about where this society has turned. How some people are getting big breaks in life and big tax breaks while they're struggling to get an education. And we have to use every tool at our disposal. Every tool at our disposal to provide relief to the young people who just want to get a higher education, and that's what we will do. Look at, oh yeah, and then four things.
Yeah, you don't have the votes, you don't have the money, what can you do?
Four things. Number one, we have to work hard to pass the governor's tax initiative in November. Number two, we got to push the Republicans on Speaker Perez's bill to remove the corporate tax break and give a tuition break. Three, by majority vote, we can pass my bills that will lower the cost of textbooks to $20 or less. And four, with Prop 25, the minute we get an economic break here, which may be a year from now, the first thing we do is we reinvest back into higher education. Look at, the worst thing we can do is promise things that we can't deliver. I got up into this mic today and I said, I have participated in making billions of dollars of cuts to higher education, and I've hated every minute of it. Why have we made the cuts? Because we have all lived with the collapse, the scandals of Wall Street, the collapse of the economy, and the two-thirds vote in this building. So I've outlined to you four specific things that we can do, not to create an immediate full solution, but begin providing relief. Do everything we can with the tools that we have.
How many demonstrations like this in the past year have you either spoken to or witnessed outside these steps?
Well, none quite this energetic or this large. We've had some big crowds here in the Capitol, but this is visceral. And the young people, the people have a right to be angry. The society is going in the wrong direction. We're forgetting. I'm not forgetting, but too many of the folks who in Washington, D.C., too many of the folks on the other side of the aisle, frankly, forget about what breaks we got in order to have the opportunities we've had in life. I'm a proud alumni of 3 University of California. I had the support of the state, I had the support of my community and families. I got into public office for one reason: to do everything I can to make sure that young people have the same opportunities I've had in life. It's a tough time. We'll get through it. What?
Repeat your 5 solutions to the students that you are offering.
Number one, we've got to pass the governor's tax initiative in November. Number two, because it provides actual dollars for higher education more than any of the other initiatives. Number two, we have to pass the speaker's bills that end the corporate tax break for out-of-state companies and provide huge relief on the tuition side for students. Number three, we have to pass my bills, 1052 and 1053, to reduce the cost of college textbooks to $20 or less per course. And 5, the minute we are out of this deficit, and this ought to be the last year of the deficit, we ought to use our majority vote authority, and we ought to put the first dollar of surplus when it comes back into higher education. Those are 4 things that we can do. And they can all happen because of the 5th reason. We've got a force out here now. Young people who are reclaiming their own ability to bring down the cost of textbooks in a very significant way. We can gather with the elected governor of California and pass an initiative that will bring billions of dollars into the state coffers for higher education. We can use our majority vote authority as soon as we're at a deficit in this state, and we can invest without the obstructionists directly into higher education. So there are things that we can do. They're not overnight solutions. They're not things that are going to bring a recovery immediately, but we must start now with all the tools we have at our disposal.
Can you convince your colleagues to do that?
I can certainly convince my colleagues on the majority side that the moment we are out of deficit, that the first thing we reinvest back into is higher education. What am I doing to convince the students? Well, I think the students are absolutely right. Show me. You know, and again, I'm not over-promising here. I didn't get up at that mic and tell them that with a magic wand we're going to be able to put billions of dollars of additional resources into higher ed. That would be leading the students on. Instead, what I've outlined are 4 concrete things that we can do that will begin providing relief, that will bring down the cost of instructional materials, that will ensure that we have no deeper cuts and can begin restoring funding, and that will chart a pathway that will achieve the righteous goals that brought so many thousands of young people to the Capitol here today.
So who pays that? You say $20 a textbook. Who pays the rest?
Well, what we are suggesting is that obviously with technology, that textbooks can be produced in an open source format using the web, and not only maintain but enhance the quality of instructional materials in this state.
How do you get around copyright laws and things like that?
There is the notion in the law called a Creative Commons license, where you can get a copyright to put your materials on the web, and the Creative Commons license allows others to adapt the materials and update the materials, sort of like Wikipedia, only even much higher quality than what the Wikipedia folks have done. It's all encompassed in my 2 main bills, SB 1052 and 1053.
Hi, this is Eliana Romero with DCTV News, and today we already spoke to Darrell Steinberg, which is the Senate President, pro tem, and we were talking about how he feels that if he were to pass a bill for books being cheaper, that would help our budget crisis.
Andrew Gutierrez III. I'm from Stockton, California. I graduated from Edison 4 years ago. Now I'm the president of San Francisco State University.
How do you spell your name, hon?
Gutierrez III. Okay?
So why is it so important for you to be here today?
We're first generation college students, working class. We're just trying to better ourselves in our education. And right now they're making it impossible for people like us to afford public higher education. It's a public good. It's not a private good. And for us as a society to grow and get better, we need higher education. We need educated workforce. We need people in the colored communities to get a higher education. Okay? Thank you so much. Delta College. Bye-bye.
Eliana for DCTV News, signing out. Gavin, how are you going to get the students to believe in you?
Well, I just hope by action, not words. You know, I've tried to be a champion in the last year, opposing tuition increases and fee increases at the CSU Board of Trustees and the UC Board of Regents. I've been up here making the case and fighting against these cuts, and this year we're trying to fight aggressively against the Cal Grant cuts, which are disproportionately going to hurt African American and Latino students. And so I'm going to keep fighting and keep pounding. Unfortunately, I don't have a vote here. It's not an excuse. It's interesting, as Lieutenant Governor, I'm kind of on the sidelines, so I have a bully pulpit, and I'm going to use it. Thank you.
What's your name?
My name is Andrew Gogin.
How do you spell your name?
G-O-G-I-N. Oh, Andrew, G-O-G-I-N.
And where are you from?
Originally or school?
School.
San Francisco State.
San Francisco State? Okay. And what is your major?
Biology.
Biology.
Pre-med.
So why is it so important for you to be here today?
Well, I don't see why the administration, they keep getting their paychecks higher, and classes and teachers, they keep getting cut. And I don't understand why our tuition gets higher, but they're not getting a raise. I believe that the teachers deserve a raise. At least put more money into the education and not cut classes. So I don't understand why the administration just keeps on getting a higher paycheck. Thanks.
This is Eliana Romero for DCTV News, signing out.